What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, your sports guy. And as you can see, I'm joined by my good friend, the one, the only, VK Jones. VK, what's going on, man?
Good evening, everybody. What's going on with you, bro? Back for another week, another show. We've been both on the busy side. You've been on the MIA side, and me, life things and getting ready for the good old sport called baseball. So, mixing everything everywhere. But it's good to be here tonight. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Good subjects, interesting subjects in itself. And we like to thank everyone for joining us everywhere, all over the state, all over the city, all over the world, on YouTube and also Facebook. We're on every week, 1 or 2 shows a week. We give it to you all live. That's why we call it Hash It Out. I don't know if we're going to be like last week, but we're going to try.
Yes, indeed.
We're going to try.
So we will talk about the New Orleans Pelicans for sure. We're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about a little bit of high school basketball. But we're going to start off which I think is a very interesting topic. And as I put the picture up on the screen, to take a preferred walk-on or to take a scholarship? That is the question. As you see, I have a picture of 2 Metro New Orleans players that took a preferred walk-on. You have David Kinsey from Shaw, and you have Ryan Robinson from Edna Carr. 2 standout players from this metro area. Ryan Robinson from Carr was a 3-star cornerback. David Kinsey didn't have any stars, which is shocking. I know he couldn't do some camps due to injuries last season, but David Kinsey can play football. And I'm going to start with David Kinsey first before I get into Ryan Robinson. We're going to start with David Kinsey first. David Kinsey took a preferred walk-on to play at Penn State University. Penn State. He only had 2 offers. One from Northern Arizona, which is a Division I FCS school. The other from Mississippi College, which is a Division II. Now, I talked to some people, and some people said, man, he should have just took the scholarship. He should have took the scholarship. He didn't have any offers like talking about it. Should have took that scholarship. In the case of David Kinsey, this is where I disagree with these people. Thank you, David Kinsey Sr. He's a 3-star on Rivals. I did not know that. My apologies, my brother. Please forgive me, my friend. 3-star on Rivals. And he says Alabama State just offered David Kinsey. I think you're going to see a couple more offers come in, brother. I really think so. It's about to happen. Okay? But this is where I disagree with people. Okay? And VK, you ever heard the phrase, knowing your worth? All right. So David Kinsey Jr. and his family, they know his worth. David Kinsey should have been offered from pretty much every school in Louisiana. That's Tulane, Louisiana Tech, UL Monroe, UL Lafayette, Southeastern, Nichols, McNeese. There's no way in hell that David Kinsey Jr. should have been offered from these guys. The boy can play football flat out. So, to take a preferred walk-on to Penn State, I have no problem with that. The parents and himself, they're taking a chance with this. It's a chance I pray works out because the boy can play football. That's what I'm saying, David Kinsey. No school in Louisiana offered. None. It was just straight out ridiculous to me. Straight out ridiculous. So I have no problem with what they're doing right now. Taking a preferred walk-on to Penn State. I don't have a problem with it at all. He should have been offered in Louisiana. He should be playing at a school here or even somewhere else. it made no sense that none of these schools in this state offered. But like I said, the parents taking a chance, they know his worth because they know the guy, so they got a scholarship offer from many schools in this state and should be playing. Plain and simple. So with David Kinsey Jr. going to Penn State, I don't have a problem with that at all. I think they made a great decision, and hopefully it turns out the best. It turns out the best way for him. Period. Your thoughts about David Kinsey Jr. taking his preferred walk on to Penn State University?
I gotta say, bravo, bravo to David Kinsey Jr. and also to David Kinsey Sr. and his family. I mean, yeah, you if you know what you're worth and you want to go take the risk to just and life is full of risk, and sometimes we gotta take it to get where we need to be. And sometimes you gotta roll the dice. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with David Kinsey rolling the dice. I am shocked that none of the Louisiana schools offered. But another thing I'm
It's a
thinking
damn
that
shame too.
it is. I'm gonna say this. One, I'm disappointed. Two, I give the schools a little benefit of the doubt because of two reasons. One, because of the fact that some of the athletes are going into their last, maybe some of their to their last year because they still got that one more year left in the COVID year. One. Two, it's the biggest thing is, and I don't think it's like the NILs might have something to do with it. The biggest thing right now is the transfer portal. And talking to multiple college coaches, multiple high school coaches, the transfer portal really it's got to change. They're gonna have to like. Do I like it? Yes, I do. But it's a gift and a curse to it. And I think the curse is starting to come out a little more because it's hurting recruiting all over the state, all over the country, and especially not just in high school, but the junior colleges, because it's really, really hard to like bring somebody in, or it's hard that because some people are leaving going to the portal. So they need the NCAA and also the committees and also the committee for the student athletes and whatever. They need to come together. They need to have some type of limit in the transfer portal. They need to have a limit because that's the only way that recruiting can get back to the way it used to be. That that certain decisions can be made, and then on top of that, knowing okay, now we know who's gone. Now we know who we need to go after. And then I think for Kinsey, you know, and I ain't gonna lie, I really, you know, with James Franklin giving him an opportunity, I think if David Kinsey goes in there, handles his business in the classroom, and then also, yeah, David, I just said that. That was the two biggest things I give benefit of the doubt a little bit to the Louisiana recruiters. Because the fact that the extra COVID year, which is this is about to become the last year coming up for a lot of those athletes who has that COVID year, because everything's about to go back to normal. Then you got, like I mentioned, transfer portal. They need to have a limit. I really like this move by David Kinsey, James Franklin giving the opportunity. If he everything flies right for him, and especially if he makes an impact from the jump next year, he's gonna get a scholarship, and everything is gonna be straight for David Senior and his family right after that. So I really predict that I think David Kinsey, if he makes a big impact early, David Kinsey Senior, your son James Franklin is gonna reward him with a scholarship, and that's straight up. So that big time props. That's a big move. I rather scholarship, but I understand what worth is. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with this move.
Nothing wrong with that at all. I'm going to go back to these Louisiana schools right quick, man, because I shake my head because I know the coaches at Shaw did everything and anything possible to get him a
Yes,
scholarship.
Exactly. And I talked with Hank personally,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, I don't understand why none of these other schools in Louisiana is offering Dave. I don't understand. It's like he was like, this is like one of the best, maybe one of the best backs I probably ever coached.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is like, he couldn't understand it, and it's crazy to me. And I'm not gonna say too many names,
Don't say any
but I
names. Don't say any
know
names.
I'm not gonna say no
Okay.
names because Mr. VK does have connections a little bit, you know what I'm saying, with a couple. But it's saying I'm not gonna say names. But at the same time, I look at some of it, yes, it's a disappointment, one side of it, but the other side, I do give him benefit of the doubt because of all the factors in front. Because, there's another guy, we're not going to talk about him on the show, that's being very under recruited himself. But I know one school that should really look at him, especially looking at the depth chart. Sometimes they're going to have to really look at that depth chart deeply. If you know what's coming, okay, we get it. You're gonna get this 5-star guy from a Florida, or a 5-star guy that's a for sure home run from a Louisiana area like North Louisiana, or maybe out of Mississippi. Okay, I get it. I get it. It's all good. I get it. But deep down, they gotta really look at that depth chart and figure it out. But I think, like I said, that COVID year and that transfer portal has just been making recruiting so difficult. And I think that's the biggest thing, David Senior. This has not recently, things have not been like that before, but now it's going back to what it was. It's going back to what it was way back in the 90s when we played ball. Like, not too many Louisiana schools looked at us like talking about it. Like, I think the only school that's looking at Louisiana players and is starting to really gonna snatch them up left and right now, like, to me, that's really looking into it, is Tulane, especially the success
Yeah,
they've been
but
having.
Tulane could have looked at this guy here.
They should, but they also, you just got to see, the biggest thing is that, has the decision been made for what's that running back?
Tajay Spears. I
Yeah,
want
it
you
was a decision.
go see everyone that they signed. I think they signed 2 running backs. When you
Okay,
get a
because
chance,
you still
when you
had.
get a chance.
I'm gonna take a
All
look
right.
because I think because Tajay, I don't think he made the decision yet. But then on top of it, you still have that other back who's backed up behind him. So my thing on that is, okay, how many you got on the depth chart? You know what I'm saying? Are you really looking? 'Cause I know they've been looking at a lot of athletes across the state, but
You
they
got
could
something
at
called
least
red
pick up.
shirt. You got something called red shirt.
Exactly, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, hey, but I like I said, I think Tulane is like one of the few schools is making an effort.
David
LSU.
David David Kennedy say Spears did declare, and I thought he had declared also. Spears declared for the draft.
Okay.
All right,
Now
let me go. Let me
that's a
go
good
right quick.
confirmation. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
let me go right quick. Let me tell y'all a story because I was at the Cotton Bowl. I was at the Cotton Bowl, and you know that Tajay Spears ran for over 200 yards on 17 carries, right, against USC.
Right.
But every long run Tajay Spears had, he didn't score. And I sat there with my good friend Paul, and I sat there and I said this to Paul. I said, man, that was David Kinsey Jr. as a touchdown. Tajay Spears is quick. He's not fast. David Kinsey Jr. is quick and fast. You're not catching him because he's fast. Once he's gone, you're not catching him. You better be Trenton Holiday if you think you can catch David Kinsey Jr. That's all I can say. So you telling me Tulane couldn't have David Kinsey Jr. in their backfield? And like
And I'm
what he
looking
just
at
said, AJ, David Kinsey, or Mike definitely could ball out at Tulane without a doubt. That's a lethal combination. 1, 2, 3, easily.
right.
So I mean, bro, it's sad when you see such a phenomenal talent in David Kinsey Jr. AJ Samuel. You see phenomenal talent, and the D1 schools in the state not even offering you, not showing you a lot of interest at all.
And I'm looking at who they recruited at running back.
Uh-huh.
Now, for one, yes, Arnold Barnes, that's a good back. That's a home run hitter. That's a home run hitter. Now, this Trey Cornish guy, not gonna bag on him too much. They say he's a 3-star commit, but it's almost like, you know, is this more of, you know, people that Willie Fritz know out there in the air, because you know he was out in that area a long time ago. So I don't know, you know, but to me, he should have looked at Kinsey deep as well, you know, besides that guy from out of Ohio. You know, he might be as good, but I don't know if he's as fast as David Kinsey.
There, right there.
And that's not surprising. That's that's not surprising, Dave. That's really not surprising at all,
bro.
I mean, your main guy, and just told Willie Fritz, "I love you, coach, and everything. You got this guy from New Orleans, but I've been here for a while. This other guy from across the river is as good as him. You get them two, you're gonna be straight for the next 4-5 years. Because soon I'm leaving. You gonna have these other two backs that's gonna really help you. So I think, well, we'll see with the guy from Ohio, but this is a miss. I like Willie Fritz. This is a miss right here. Because they could have gave a look to Kinsey. They should have gave him a look.
It's a miss from Fritz.
At least a look.
A miss from Sonny Cumbie at Louisiana Tech. A miss from
Bowden
from ULM. It's a total miss. It's a total miss.
Not a miss from ULM. A miss from really from Eric Dooley at Southern. That's a miss there. Because you look at the offense. That offense was not that good. That defense carried that Southern team all year to that championship.
David Kinsey, I was just about to mention, I said, your son and Arnold Barnes will be thunder and lightning. And yeah, with 82, bruh.
Box office.
I'm a Tulane season
holder. Box freaking office.
Man, bruh.
Box office.
Look, VK, I'm telling you right now. I think I'm right. David Kinsey Sr., you can correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm telling you, La Tech, ULM, Tulane offered a scholarship to David Kinsey. I will sit here and say he probably be at one of those schools today. And if I'm wrong, he'll tell me I'm wrong. But I think I got a pretty clear picture on that. But I mean, it's just no way in hell that he shouldn't have an offer from a state school. He should definitely have it. But with this decision that he and his family made, shout out to his dad, shout out to his mom, Miss Tina Harper. You know, I have to salute and applaud them for this. I am very happy. When I saw the picture of him in a Penn State uniform, I had to rub my eyes a couple times, shake my head to look at it again to make sure I wasn't seeing something crazy. And I was like, praise be to God, you know.
And I thought at first, until you explained it to me earlier today, and I had to prepare more for that because I was thinking this got to be full scholarship because I'm like, this is big for him. But when you told me, I was like, oh. But then when you think about it, it's like, okay, you're going for what you're worth. You're taking an opportunity that's given to you from James Franklin. So go ahead and take it. I'm like, hey, you got nothing to lose.
Not at
all. Give it all you have. Give it all you have. If nothing don't work out, somebody else is gonna pick you up. But if you do well, there it is, the scholarship right there waiting on you if you do well.
Tulane, La Tech, ULM waiting. I know one of the coaches for Shaw definitely talked to Tulane and La Tech. I know Coach Hank talked to everybody. I just didn't get it. But man, this is great news for David Kinsey Jr. And I'm a big time college football.
And then there was a big change at ULM. There was another big change too. Here was the other thing, and I didn't even know till later on. Tony Hall is not at ULM no more.
No, he's at Grambling.
That's right.
OC.
He's the offense
OC
coordinator now at Grambling.
That's correct.
So now who's the guy recruiting out of ULM? So that's a huge question.
Let me say this right quick. I'll pass it back to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I'm a big time college football fan, so I'm definitely tuned in to college football every weekend when it's a season and I'm watching. But see, I forgot about to say. Go ahead, DK. Say what you got to say. I forgot.
It's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. I'm just saying, like, that's a huge change right there in between. Who's recruiting from ULM now? So for all that and everything, sometimes you got to go take the risk. You got to take the risk, and but this is gonna be something if DK goes out there and kills it.
Yeah.
At Penn State.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, he's gonna have to try to get it in, and he better get it in because we don't know how long James Franklin is gonna be at Penn State.
Hey,
that's the thing too.
This is what I'm about to say. Okay, because Daddy said it earlier. I thought about it once I saw, him going to Penn State. Punt returner, can return as a true freshman, and he scored 4 touchdowns in a season from kick returner or punt return. That's amazing in itself. He can make a splash on special teams, and the future will be bright. Yeah, James Franklin.
He just signed a 10-year contract. He just signed a 10-year.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this: James Franklin is blessed that Penn State is giving him that cushion.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, I always admired him. I always admired James Franklin, even when he was at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
My biggest thing now with James Franklin is this. Go win the big games, please, bro. Just do it. I just want him to get, sometimes black coaches, we get the opportunities and everything, but now it seems like, sometimes you're haunted because you can't win the big ones. Like, it's like, I want him to get over the hump, and he's got to do it one of these years. It's a blessing he's got the 10-year extension, which is great. But now you got to start winning some big games because you don't know how long that's going to be. Because I'm telling you, the thing is, if this is a great recruiting class, Penn State has got to find a way to get over the hump. Not just get over the hump. Beat good opponents, win the conference championship, and have a chance at least in the playoff. You do that, that's big progress. That and he does that. I think James Franklin will probably retire at Penn State. I think he always said this can be my last job because I don't know where else I can go. Yes, David, that's what I'm talking about. I remember one year they had one loss and they screwed the pooch.
No, they had 2 losses that year, but they were able to win the Big Ten still. But it's the same year Ohio State won a championship.
Right. Ohio State won a championship. One year they had a close chance of the playoff, and they screwed the pooch in the conference championship. They screwed the freaking pooch. So, and then 1 year they played against USC in the Rose Bowl.
Oh,
I still say to this day, how? Not just that, the next year he lost it against Ohio State. At Ohio State. I mean, the running back who plays for the Giants right now, Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley running amok in the first half and you stop giving him the ball, like James Franklin, what you doing? He looking like Willie Fritz against UCF in the first game. The man with the high hands, don't stop giving him the ball. You stop giving it to him when they stop him. But I love James Franklin, but I'm just so hard on him because of the fact of the matter is, it's time to take things to the next level and shut people up. That's what I want. That's what I want all black coaches to do. Be successful. I'm hoping Deion Sanders down the line has something at Colorado. I'm hoping he changes the game. But it just depends. But at the same time, I'm happy. I'm happy for David Kinsey, bro. I'm rooting for him. Me and David Kinsey go way, way back, bro.
Yes, y'all do.
Bro, we like brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he always behind me, always asking me questions, always want to talk to me about stuff, about life things and everything. But he was behind me, I'm behind him, and I'm like this, Dave, bro. You might have to take one of them trips out there to Happy Valley, man. You might have to save me a game ticket. Me and Jared might have to try and make a trip, maybe. Or whenever, if they play close to the South some way, somehow. You know what I'm saying? I want to experience a Happy Valley Penn State game. I want to experience that. I really do.
All right. Now, let's move on to the other guy from Edna Carr who took a preferred walk-on at LSU. That's 3-star cornerback Ryan Robinson. Great corner, great player. And hey, he said he got us. He's gonna save us 2 tickets for a game. All right. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna hold you to it.
No, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about Dave Kinsey. Dave that real of a dude, and Dave working hard. He been like not gonna say too much about him, but he's actually the entertainment industry for a minute. So he's out there. So knowing Dave, when he say he's serious, he's serious. So he's gonna hold it to that. I think the only thing me and you got to worry about is plane tickets in a hotel.
Make that happen. We can make it happen. We got it. All right, back to Ryan Robinson. Okay, so Ryan Robinson, this is the complete opposite of David Kinsey's situation.
Mm-hmm.
Where's this echo coming from? Is it from you?
I don't think so.
I don't have nothing else on.
I ain't hear an echo either.
Right, let me try something real quick. Let me try something. So, yeah, it's from you. It's coming from you. It's okay though. It's okay. I'm just gonna mute you for right quick, and we're gonna move on. I'll unmute you in a second. So Ryan Robinson from Edna Carr had over 20-something offers, and I'm gonna read them all to you. Hear me out. Auburn, Colorado, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Houston, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana Tech, Louisville, Memphis, Michigan State, Mississippi State, Nebraska, Oregon, South Alabama, Southeastern Louisiana, Tulane, UCF, and Virginia. Mostly Power 5 schools. Now, I will say this. Some of them Power 5 schools they pulled back some of them scholarships. They did pull some back. But with that being said, you take a preferred walk-on to LSU because that's your dream to play at LSU. It's a lot of high school football players in Louisiana who dream to play at LSU. I'm sorry. David D.K. Kinsey is saying the words that were about to come out of my mouth. I'm taking one of them offers. Forget LSU. Forget that. Forget your dream. You got over 20-something offers. You take that and you gonna play. I mean, man, Auburn? For real? Michigan State? Florida State? Like, there is no way in hell. I'm telling any of them no to go play at LSU as a preferred walk-on. There's no way, bro. And I disagree with his decision totally. I know he and his parents got to do what's best for him. Make that decision. I understand it, but man, to me, this is a total mistake. And I hope come the next signing day in February that he changes his mind and decides to go to one of these schools and play. Because I just can't fathom how you 20 offers and you go to prefer a walk on. Oh, DB position is loaded at LSU. Yes, indeed, too loaded. Come on, you got to look at the options. I mean, I don't know. Even somebody else told me maybe so. Maybe they probably know something we don't know, David Kinsey. But I said this: how LSU is thinking. Oh, he already over there. Oh, Jesus Christ, he's over there already. I didn't know that. He's already at LSU. LSU might be thinking this: we stole a talent that no other schools can get. We just stole him. Might not even play him. I don't know. I hope he gets to play. I hope, but I just I don't know, man. That's something. If I was in his shoes, I wouldn't do. Like somebody was telling me that Louisiana Tech and Southern Miss was coming hard, showing the most interest, and he said, "I'm not going to play there." Sound like also the big school was in his head. You cannot think of big schools. Don't think of that all the time. Nothing wrong with La Tech. La Tech has put players in the league over the past 10 years that I know for a fact. One played the other day in a playoff game. Justin Ellis for the Giants, D tackle. He played. You still got one playing right now. Sneed for the Chiefs. La Tech put players in the league. So don't think because big school this, big school that. These mid majors, they be successful also. I know that for a fact. I'm telling you. But ULM, yeah. But I couldn't believe when I read this that he took a preferred walk on. I'm taking on the scholarships. I'm gonna bring VK back in. Go ahead, VK.
Well, I don't know. I hope you don't. That goes gone now.
Let me see. Yeah, it's gone.
All right, cool.
Good.
All right. Now, this is a definitely different situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, this is one of two things. This is a case of what we see before sometimes with certain people, certain kids be like, "Well, I want to be close to my friends. I want to be close to my people, close to my family. I'd rather kind of stay here." That's one side. Another side of it, if he's at LSU now, something is up. Something is up because the thing is, I don't know how many players have declared yet for the NFL draft. I don't know how many, and I've been hearing there's some players that's going to the transfer portal.
My point, David Kinsey.
So yeah. So the thing is, there's something about to go down. Maybe in the next week, couple of weeks, or a couple of months. Somebody might be leaving, and that's leaving a scholarship wide open for Robinson to snatch.
Well, your
So I
boy
think
left. Walker Howard left, the quarterback. He transferred to Ole Miss.
exactly. Exactly. That's one. So there might be another person transferring, maybe on a DB side. If somebody's leaving, that's going to open up a scholarship right there, and he's right there walking into it. So I think those are the situations. But doing a preferred walk on, it's his decision at the end of the day. But at the
20 plus
same
offers.
time,
20 plus offers though.
no, no, I'm about to say the other thing. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
At the end of the day, yes, it's his decision. But is it the right decision? I don't think so. I really don't. Because to me, the two schools that stand out, and he would probably play maybe right away, is Florida State and Colorado.
No,
He
not
would
Colorado. Definitely not Colorado, because your boy Travis Mumphrey, he transferred, and they got the other 5-star cornerback from this class to flip from Miami to Colorado. So it ain't happening in Colorado.
Oh, okay. Good point. Didn't know that. I was thinking he can make an impact because he's been recruited by a lot of schools and everything. So I thought he would
Mm-hmm.
make an impact instantly. So you said Travis Mumphrey? is up at Colorado as well.
Yes.
Wow, he must be switching positions because like he's been almost everywhere himself. Because he started over at UNLV.
No, not no. The one that the number one player, he was a cornerback. He went to Jackson State. Him,
Oh, Travis Hunter.
Hunter. Yeah, my fault. Okay, my fault.
Hunter.
Hunter.
You made
Yeah.
you made me think about the quarterback that used to play for Eric. That what you made me think about for a second. But yeah, Travis Hunter. Yeah, he's open now. I think they got if you're talking about they flipped another a recruit.
Yeah.
So I think like I said, Colorado, but you make a good point. FSU, he can be there right now. And a couple of call players are right now at FSU.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie Vance is the player that's at FSU who's really doing a nice job for the Noles. So shout out to him. So that would have been huge for Ryan Robinson if he went to FSU or any
Yep.
other place that offered a full ride. But you're gonna have to go to, what I'm saying, to LSU as a preferred. Now, if LSU promised you something and something about to open up for a scholarship, that's probably the reason why he took the preferred walk on.
Maybe
That's
so.
probably the reason. Because, all these other offers for him to get a full ride scholarship and maybe potentially to play immediately, man, I mean like he should have took the route Jonathan Baggs did.
Let
By
me stop you
LSU.
right quick. Let me stop you 1 second. So maybe he did get something. We don't know. But I'm gonna say this. I'm kind of a stickler on this. If you never showed interest in me, why are you coming at the very end with something like that? That's my opinion. Go ahead, VK.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I agree. I definitely agree. That's what I was saying about Jonathan Backs. Because he a couple people asked him about the LSU, and he said, Coach Kelly tried to make a push, but Sonny Dykes showed him a lot of love
My man
all
Sonny.
through the
That's my
recruit.
man right there.
And he's like, Burp. And then he said when they made the playoff, it was icing on the cake.
Yeah.
I'm like, bye LSU. If
I'm gonna
nobody's
get that.
interested,
I'm gonna get to that in a second, David Kinsey. I'm gonna get into that in a second. That's one thing I have to forget about.
yeah. So, trust me, if you're not, if a school you think is your dream school or your school that you thinking that you want to play for, but just did not call you, but another school, they gonna go. Look at Karaz Johnson, who is a very good receiver at St. Aug, very good academically, but he wasn't worried about like too many schools, but at the same time, very fortunate that he's going to Nichols.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna follow his dad's footsteps and go to Nickel State. But sometimes you go where the opportunities are, but you got to go where the right situation is. And if it's true that Robinson's not paying for school at all, meaning okay, this is almost sort of a scholarship, and I think this is sort of something that he might be walking into one. So something is conjuring up, but this is for some people, this is not kind of popular on that part. On this side of the fence, comparing to this is a way different story there.
Well, I wish Ryan Robinson the best, and I hope it all works out for him. I just look at it differently, but I hope it works out. In regards, going back to David Kinsey Jr., it's funny because once that commitment came out that he's going to Penn State, it's funny. Like the next day, Brian Kelly was at Archbishop Shaw, and like he said, Miami called for him Tuesday, but Cristobal was actually in Baton Rouge on Tuesday. I know he was at Zachary High School for sure. It is funny now. It's funny because now they see. Wait a minute. Who Penn State got out of New Orleans? Who's this kid? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, they did go to Shaw? Okay. I didn't know they went to Shaw too. I didn't know that.
Uh, and,
Okay.
and,
See, look at that. So David Kinsey made news to all these other schools about going to Penn State.
now everybody and their mama It's
Hidden gem.
like we need to
Hidden
we
gem.
we we need to find who this kid is before he gets away.
Hidden gem. Now,
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you a story right quick when it comes to this type of red shirt scholarship, gray shirt thing. Tell y'all a story. All right. A lot of us know Elliot Porter, right?
Hmm.
You know Elliot Porter, right?
I know who Elliot Porter is.
Oh, but he played for us.
I do know who Elliot Porter is.
Oh,
I covered Elliot Porter. I
yeah,
know who
he
his
sure
people is.
did.
So
Elliot,
go ahead.
Elliot Porter.
I think I know where this might be going. Go ahead.
Elliot Porter was a four-star defensive end at Archbishop Shaw, class of 2010. Am I correct? 10?
Yes.
Yeah, 10. 2010. All right. He got offered a scholarship to LSU, and that's where he wanted to play. And LSU planned on moving him to center. And I had a talk with him like, bro, you never played center. You sure you want to go to LSU and play center? And he was telling me like other people who change positions and all that. I said, okay, bro, you think that's the best for you? I'm with you, 100%. I'm with you the best. Elliot Porter gets to training camp. After the first day of training camp, Les Miles brought him and another player in. You know what Les Miles told Elliot Porter? He told Elliot Porter, we're going to gray shirt you. After they promised him a scholarship. If you don't know what gray shirt means, that means, yeah, you part of the football team, but you got to pay your first year for sure. So Elliot did not like that. He asked for his release, and Elliot was granted his release, and Elliot got picked up by Kentucky. After a year in Kentucky, Elliot wanted to come back home. He wanted to go to LSU. We talked again, me and Elliot. I said, Elliot, Les Miles already played you once. I would not go back at all. Man, stay in Kentucky. He wanted to come back home. They had a talk with Les Miles. They took him back. So Elliot had to sit out his sophomore year. So his redshirt sophomore, he didn't start, but redshirt junior year, he was a starter. He started at center the whole year. So going to his redshirt senior year, Elliot was on the Nagurski watch. I believe that's the award for the best center. And he was on that watch list. Elliott started the first two games and got hurt. But LSU brought in a big-time O-lineman by the name of Postage. P-O-C-I Postage. He's in the NFL. Postage started the next two games. So Elliott's back healthy. They told Elliott, we going with Postage. Elliott did not start anymore his last season. I felt so bad for that dude. I didn't want him to go back to LSU. I wanted him to stay where he was at in Kentucky playing defensive end. And Les Miles did that dude wrong twice. Les Miles is a guy I do not like personally.
I guess that there's a reason why they call him the Mad Hatter.
Man, Les Miles ain't. Let me. I'm about to say something. I'm not gonna curse. I don't like Les Miles personally at all.
All I know is that's the man that eats grass. The funniest man in college football. I'm not
that
the
grass choke him. And that's just evil of me to say that.
yeah, it's
I don't
very
like
evil
Les
of
Miles
you.
personally,
Look,
and a lot of people know why. Because ain't
which
nobody ever got suspended for a helmet-to-helmet hit until my brother laid out Terrence Tolliver.
well, all I know, I talked with people that played under Nick Saban and Les Miles, and a lot of them said they'd rather Saban than Miles any day.
Dude, Cameron Vaughn played for both, and he can't stand Les Miles. He said Les Miles can't coach worth the you know what. And you know what Les Miles did to get my brother suspended? Nah, bro, that's somebody I would never shake hands with. And I despise that dude. And like when people was like, when he was coaching at LSU, I would not cheer for LSU. I did not cheer for LSU. And people be like, you're an LSU hater. No, I'm not an LSU hater. I don't like the head coach. As long as he was the head coach, I was not cheering for LSU ever. Once he got fired, I cheer for Coach O.
Mm.
So
But see,
Brian Kelly, on the other hand, that's another story.
so you're not cheering for LSU now under
I,
Kelly.
Brian Kelly did something at Notre Dame to a black graduate assistant man on the sideline that I lost my mind when I saw him do it, and I just can't respect him for that.
Well,
I
what he
can't.
did,
He went up to his black graduate assistant and he collared him like that on national TV, and I can't respect that dude for that.
but also here's another thing that people usually don't talk about. And the thing is, and I'm not gonna say the whole thing. I'm gonna let that die because of the fact of matter is that Les Miles. I'm sorry, Brian Kelly has done pretty good at LSU, but at the same time, he's ought to be blessed that he's still working because people sometimes forget about the Declan Sullivan case. That's all I gotta say. Because plain and simple, somebody should be in jail. Not gonna say names. Somebody should be in jail. And
We'll
and and
leave it
and
at
and,
that.
and, 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 and I'm gonna leave it at that. Talking about how black coaches don't get opportunities, but look at everybody else can freaking just do the stupidest stuff and still get a job. Bruh. Should be a freaking double standard in sports. I'm freaking sorry. Am I pulling the race card just now? Yes, I am. Because I done seen it too many god doggone times. And I'm gonna leave. I digress. Because that's another subject for another day. But Brian Kelly's done a great job. Excuse me, great job with this program. So we got to move on, going forward with that. But I think when you talk about Elliot Porter, that's an interesting story. But at the same time, I think it's a mentality that's been not good back in the days, and now how some of our people that leave the state, they get too damn homesick and come home. Like, if you leave out of state, cool. If you want to come home, come home. If you got no options, fine. Come home, rebuild. It's cool. But sometimes you gotta just work that thing out. If there's a common goal and you out of state and you got a chance to kill it, go kill it. Go freaking kill it. You know what I'm saying? The city ain't going nowhere. The city ain't going nowhere. And knowing what the city is now, it is in holy hell. Leave the state. Leave. Just leave. Cause I'm telling you, we're hoping things get better. I love my home. But over 400 cars being stolen in the city of New Orleans alone, and we're just getting into February. What they freaking tell you? The killings, the politics, the corruption. People need to go discover the world. I'm tired of people. I love my city, but I'm tired of people. They be like, "Oh, I just go here, go there." No, go discover the whole city. Go outside of New Orleans. Go to Baton Rouge sometime. Go to Lafayette. Go to Lake Charles. Go to North Louisiana. Go to Mississippi. Go somewhere. Discover other places outside your environment, and maybe it'll change your life.
All right, VK Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're gonna move on to these New Orleans Pelicans right quick before we get into high school basketball. Pelicans welcome back Brandon Ingram last night, but it wasn't enough. They lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Pelicans are on a 6-game losing streak. VK, what are your thoughts about the Pelicans right now, man? It just injuries are what's really killing them right now.
It's the injuries, and I think the team is getting really fatigued, especially the players that's coming off the bench, who's been coming in and starting and stuff like that, and playing a lot more minutes and time than they usually do. Because Ingram, with him coming back, he's been out a long time. He's
Yeah,
out 2 freaking months, and he's just coming back. It's good they didn't have him back, but now you got to worry about Zion. You got to worry about other people. It's the fact that the Pelicans has just got to have everybody 100%, or everybody close to being 100, but at least 90% of the team, and for them to just come together right now. Right now, they're still in the top four, but now they're down 8 games because now Denver's starting to pull away. They're dealing with some injuries, but they're coming through and taking care of business. The Grizzlies are right behind them. The Kings, the Sacramento Kings, have been the shocker of the NBA this season. And right now, Mike Brown is writing himself a ticket to be coach of the year this year with the job he has done at Sacramento. So right now, the Pelicans got to get it together. Not surprising that they lost to Minnesota. It was a close game the last time they played. I even called the point spread right on that game last time they played because the Pels was only favored by 6, and I said, man, take Minnesota in the points because Minnesota is dangerous. They got good veterans on that team, and they can
We
strike at
get
any time.
we coming to that, David Kinsey. We coming to that. Trust me.
Yeah,
Trust me. We coming to that.
yeah. They can Minnesota can strike at any time. So it's not surprising what they did, especially getting some vengeance at the last time that they played. But the Pels, they got to get it together. I think everybody just got to get healthy and everybody got to get on the same page. Eventually, they're gonna have to get back up again, and they got to do it soon. They don't want to get lost in the shuffle, but it's still a wide open Western Conference. It's just, it's anybody's game. You see that Golden State had a huge win last night against the Memphis Grizzlies. One of the teams, to me, uh, yes, a contender. Yes. And I'm going to say it right now on this show. Motivation is something. All I'm going to tell you is this. The world has pissed off the Memphis Grizzlies the last time. Memphis going to wind up winning that title. I'm telling you, they're going to wind up winning that title. They're going to make everybody look stupid. I'm telling you not. You can't be disrespecting teams like that. That's all I got to say about that. We didn't see it before in sports. When you disrespect a certain team, they wake up. I remember the 2009 North Carolina team. Jason Whitlock had the freaking stinking balls to god doggone go on Beaumont Jones's show and said that North Carolina couldn't beat Gonzaga. I was like, what? What game you watching? Are you really watching North Carolina basketball? And what happened when they went against Gonzaga? Carolina wiped the freaking floor. Wasn't even close. People was talking smack about Syracuse and Johnny Flynn. Cute, man. Carolina beat these people by 30. Stop. You gotta stop disrespecting certain people. I understand, okay, they haven't made the conference title game. But here's the thing: these guys won over 60 games, 85% without Ja. How many NBA teams have ever done it, has ever won a lot of games without the superstar? How many? There's not been many years that has been done. So with that, and with them gaining that experience from last season, they are going to make the come up. Now, Denver is dangerous. Denver, they are a big time threat. They are a big time threat. I'm gonna give you that respect, Jared. I'm gonna give you that respect on Denver. They are one team that can get to the finals this year. But like I said, yeah, Memphis is a contender. I think if they play the Pelicans, it's going to be a great series. It's going to be one of the best series in the playoffs. But I tell you, the Eastern Conference is going down. It's going down in the Eastern Conference, man. It's gonna be neck and neck of a race over there. It's not going to even be funny. But we know the two contending teams that can have a chance to win the title over the East. So we know what could happen. But at the same time, in the West, it's wide open. We don't know.
Okay. Back to the topic of New Orleans Pelicans. As my good friend here you know, just got to get his Memphis in there by Ja Morant now, you know what I'm saying? But
I'm just a John Moran fan, bro.
I am too. Don't get me
I'm,
wrong.
you know,
I am too. But look, New Orleans. From the words of Aaron Rodgers, relax, relax. It's gonna be okay. Once they all come back healthy, they will go on another run. It's gonna happen. Relax. And Zion Williamson is an all-star starter for the All-Star game. If you guys did not know that, he was voted as a starter. So congrats to Zion going to play in his second All-Star game. Now, moving on to high school basketball. We getting down to the nitty-gritty of the regular season. District play is about to happen. David Kinsey with the Go Lakers. Yeah, I hear you. Back to high school basketball. District play is about to happen starting tomorrow. Some started a little earlier as the Catholic League did. But VK, I'm gonna give you the floor for a minute. Talk about some high school basketball teams that you are well aware of that could make a serious run.
well, you look at it down the line, and it's interesting to see, especially on both select and non-select. You look at at the first of all, we got to go to the girls' side before we get to the boys. Right now, John Curtis Christian, and they're doing very well. Only one loss on the season, and big time props going to head coach Alondra Brown, who has taken over that program, and she has done a very good job maintaining this program that's gone for 7 straight state championships, and they got one loss on the season. St. Thomas More, a really good squad that I actually called a game with on Crescent City Sports when they played against a meet in the Sugar Bowl championship, and they're a very good team, talented. Lafayette's a really good team. Scotlandville's a good team, and Warren Easton as well. But it's a loaded Division One. But that's one of the local teams that has a chance to win it. But I would watch out for St. Thomas More in Division One, Division Two. Lafayette Christian is really another dangerous squad. They played a great ball game against Bartlett's girls team for the Sugar Bowl title. And Lafayette Christian has a really good sophomore that can really score and play. Probably the best girls player in the state right now.
And
She's
she's only a
very
junior.
junior. That's right. She's only a junior. She is really, really good for Lafayette Christian. Vanderbilt Catholic's really surprising people. St. Louis Catholic is starting to come up a bit too as well. But down that's pretty much what we're seeing. Newman is doing very well, also on the girls' side as well. Could be a team that could have a chance to win a state championship. So we'll look at it down the line for a lot more. And Kennedy's girls could be a really good program. They're trying to get back in the postseason and try to get to a little more further. Now on the boys' side, now what's interesting, a lot of the top teams and everything, and you won't be it's on the select side. It's really on the
That's
select
the
side
truth.
this year.
Yes.
It's amazing how they got the new setup, but everything is on the select side. And you look at Division One, the local teams, it's going to be tough for them to try to win it
Division One select or
because
select?
Division One select, it is going to be tough as nails because you have teams like a St. Aug, who's been really, really hot, is on a 6-game winning streak right now. You look at John Curtis, who's 16-2 on the season, and also you look at a team like a Rummel, who's not that bad this year. Jesuit, and also Brother Martin. The Cat League is in itself is really, really tough. John Ehret, a real good team that's really improved this year. You look at you look at McMain, who is a real, real dangerous team that could really, really make some noise going into the playoffs. But
McMain Division One or Division Two?
this is Division One.
I don't see McMain in here at all.
McMain right now is 19 in the power rankings in Division One.
Uh, I don't see McMain in all Division One. I see John Ehret 19, But I don't see.
No,
There they
no,
go.
no.
17. 17. 17. I found them. You right. 17.
No, actually 19, because this is the new one. This came out on the 24th of January. This is the latest. Because John Ehret is 20, McMahon is 19.
Nah, I got the latest right there. Today, January 26th. I got the latest.
Hold
Take
on,
your
hold on,
loss.
hold on.
Take your
Hold on, hold on, hold
goddamn
on, hold
loss,
on.
bro.
Hold on.
Ain't no hold on. Look at the
Hold on,
screen.
no, 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 no. What website you on?
The one that's always right. Go Preps.
Go Preps is straight. I'm on LHSA. That's the
Okay.
one you gotta look at. Go Preps gives you pretty much the insight of what's coming up.
No,
The-
Go Preps get all the wins and they put it immediately. This dude is right 99.9% of the time.
this look, he
They
must
get the
put
wins, they put
he
it immediately.
he must put that thing in quick. It's hard for me to go with Go Preps because the fact of the matter is, you at the end of the day, you gotta go to the official, because the fact of the matter is, when they do playoffs and stuff, they gotta go to that. They're
I,
not gonna go
I,
to Go
I,
Preps.
I agree with you, but I ain't gonna LHSAA and Go Preps can get it right then and there. I'm gonna go with them because I got
All
up
right.
to the minute, up to the minute.
Maybe I'll try your method of madness.
Go ahead, go
So
ahead.
y'all, you might try your method. Okay, this might be a good thing because we got two different sides. Okay, now you said now recently you said that McMahon is now where?
17.
Okay, they moved up. Ehret has moved up. Okay, but at the
Yeah.
same time, you look at it, it's a loaded. You have to think. You got Catholic of Baton Rouge with Derrick Jones in the squad, returning a lot of players. Liberty, a squad that's looking for
Hold on.
vengeance.
Shaw versus Calico Baton Rouge tomorrow night at Shaw.
Rematch.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh man. I gotta be in Baton Rouge. I wish I start baseball tomorrow, so I wish I can be there for that. That should be a good rematch. But Catholic is at 4. Liberty looking for vengeance after last season. Now they're in Division 1. They're 3. St. Thomas More still a dangerous team. They're 2. Probably the best team in the state. And I ain't gonna lie, this is gonna be hard sledding when you go against this team. And that's the Scotlandville Hornets and Carlos Sample. He's got a good squad again, including Dorian Booker, the 7-foot senior, and he's playing really, really hard. He's playing much better than he was last season. And this is a dangerous team. And they gave Madison Prep, who was undefeated, their only loss of the year, and beat them pretty good. And I mean by like 20 something points, 25. Hmm.
We're gonna get this guy.
That's a loaded team. We're gonna definitely have Carlos Sample on this show soon.
Yep.
But
We're gonna
also
get Jason Hughes, who coaches basketball in the Baton Rouge area, who knows a lot about this team, these
yes,
teams in Baton Rouge. Gonna get him on here and he can give us his takes on them
yes,
Baton Rouge schools also.
yes, because we go
I said
and you
Jason
thought
Hughes, not Jason Hughes, Jason Hamilton. Excuse me.
yeah, and you thought that Division 1 was loaded, ladies and gentlemen. Division
Division
2.
two.
Oh my God. Because you look at the local teams. Shaw right now, very fortunate. They have a 4. They're right now ranked 4. And also you have Landry, pretty good team, really good team that's played tough. They're right at the 11th spot. Carver, they're right at 10. Kennedy, they're right at 13. De La
I got him at
Salle
14.
16. Well, they probably went down a bit. But then look at Lafayette Christian. They're right there up in there. Lake
See
Charles
y'all,
College
this is
Prep.
what I'm need Sean to look at my thing, because see, mine's on the screen. His not. And they all look at the screen. I'm like, what is he talking about?
Man, look, we on 2 different sources,
We
so
gotta be on the same page, bro.
we gonna get on same page. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I might have to go with Go Preps. Maybe I'll use that next time.
All right, I got you.
Nah, well, I'll just go with what I'm saying, and you could just say that they moved up or whatever. We deal. That's cool.
I had no choice.
Oh man, hard to please. All right, now, but you look at it. They Charles College Prep, 18-4. They're really coming up. You make a good point about them, and also St. Michael having a nice year. But you got to look out for Peabody. They're right there in the thick of things. Archbishop Hannon. Could they go back to back? They are playing some awesome basketball. We're gonna have Eric Goff on the show soon. I mean, one of the most underrated coaches in the state of Louisiana. He's done a great job. One of his best players transfers to another school, and they still is tearing things up this season at 15-3. And Madison Prep is the team to beat in Division Two. Only one loss on the season, 20-1. Probably Jeff Jones's best team, maybe ever at Madison Prep. So that's another team to look out for. And like I said, 1 and 2 is loaded. 3, we know who the favorites is in that. We know the favorite is in Division 3, but also, Newman's the favorite, probably the biggest favorite locally to win the state championship here in from the New Orleans area. But also be on the lookout for Country Day, that's played a really tough schedule, really good team, and also Sophie B. Wright, that can be really, really a dangerous team. They have played a tough schedule, and they're going to be very, very battle tested. So, but Isidore Newman, the favorites in Division 3. And we haven't even, and also we can't forget about another local team people is not even talking about. And I'm looking at this in the power rankings. Crescent City. Remember those guys years ago under Sean Dumas? He's gone. Couple years later, they are back. They are back, folks. They're number 2 in Division 4. So look out for Crescent City, the Pioneers. They're making their quick return to glory. And I mean, in a short time. What a story for them. I mean, that's the one school of the split that has really, really benefited is Crescent City. There was a school that was lined up to be closed, but because of Sean Dumas in that basketball program, it has been kept open. One of his assistants took over this program, and they have done a very good job maintaining the program, and especially this season. So Crescent City could have a big chance to maybe. I'm gonna say number
And
4 at the school.
all right.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the non-selects.
Yeah,
I know, I know.
we got a lot. We'll get to some of that next week.
Yeah, we need to get some of that next week because
We'll get to that next week. So let's keep it
yeah.
where select boys today. Um, I'm gonna go back to Division 1 right quick. Man, Division 1 select. I tell you what, bro. I St. Thomas More has had a good program for years, but I think they in for a rude awakening, bro. I really do think so.
And you have to
I
think
I,
that
I just don't see St. Thomas More beating Scotlandville at all. I don't think they get by Curtis and Liberty. Liberty is showing so much progress within themselves, bro, as a basketball team. I think St. Thomas More gonna be fighting for a rude awakening.
here's the thing about St. Thomas More, you just can't underestimate him, especially under Danny Broussard,
No,
who
you
has
can't.
done yeoman's work at that school for a very, very long time. The thing about St. Thomas More, they're gonna come prepared and ready to play. You better come with your best, or you're gonna get beat. Because that's how St. Thomas More rolls as a program. So they have a good mix and they thrive on defense and they thrive on hitting the threes. So the thing about them, that's a team I would not underestimate. There's a reason why they're probably the number 2 ranked team seeded team right now in Division 1. But it is going to be tough for them, especially in that division alone. So it is going to be really tough. Could they get to the title game? They are capable, but they're going to have to go through some things to get there. They're going to have to go through
Be
some
rough.
things to get there. Yes, it's going to be rough waters. It's going to be rough waters, not just for St. Thomas More, for a lot of schools. A team could get hot at any time and probably can take a team out. So that's the biggest thing. Scotlandville, are they the big time favorites right now? Yes. Absolutely yes. But at the same time, would it be a rematch against Curtis? I don't know. Will St. Aug make a good run? I don't know.
We'll
We will
see.
see. We will see down the line, but it's going to be one heck of a playoffs because you look at these matchups. You look at a scary, maybe Holy Cross team that maybe can make a run. Captain Shreve, who mysteriously is a 7 seed, and they're 18-3 on the season. So this is going to be a very good. I think the best thing maybe that happened in this split to get this set up together like this, because
Division two.
now it's gonna be now we ain't got those loser loser games or buys. Now we got these great matchups with teams going against each other, and we are seeing who's going to be truly the best.
Division two. I, Madison Prep right now heads above the rest. But I'm not going to overlook this Peabody team. I'm not going to overlook this Peabody team.
Not at all.
Peabody always been known for basketball. Lake Charles College Prep, it's like whoa, where y'all came from in basketball. We got y'all about football, but where y'all came from in basketball. Can't overlook Carver, defending state champs, and you can't overlook Landry. To me, when it comes to Archbishop Shaw, good team, but when they play Bartlett, Bartlett put the blueprint out on how to beat Archbishop Shaw. And if any coaches watch video of that game, you could beat Shaw. That is not letting Cam Johnson be the only person that could beat y'all. It's getting the ball out of his hands. And that's what the Bartlett did. They trapped Cam when he got the ball. When he got it at half court, they doubled immediately. That's the blueprint. Lauren Dean got to figure out a way to right that wrong if this happens again. The other thing that hurts Shaw is they don't have another ball handler besides Cam Johnson. That's the thing. So, right now I'm riding with Madison Prep to win it, but we can see a good matchup with Madison Prep and Carver down the line. It could happen. We'll see.
Well, and you're right about that. And that could be a real good matchup. But like I said, the one team you do not count out is the defending state champions, Archbishop. I would not count them out. I would not count them out at all.
How
It's
many defending state
amazing.
champs they got in Division Two? Hannon, Carver, is Madison Prep 1-2?
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
Loaded.
yeah.
Loaded.
Exactly. It's not exactly what you think it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With Archbishop Hannon, Samaje McClendon, Curtis, but at the same time, you still got a couple of guys like Jordan and things up for the Timmons brothers, Luke and Drew Timmons. Luke, and I'm gonna tell you this about Drew Timmons.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at that championship game last year, we know Samaje McClendon. It was something else in that game, but Drew Timmons, my God, against Liberty. If
Yeah.
anybody wants to see a little bit, go back and watch that game. And there's a reason why I'm telling you, do not underestimate Hammond. Underestimate Hannon. Do not. Because Arrow Golf gonna have something for you if you do. Because man, I don't know, Drew Timmons played around brothers or something, but the moves he made in that game was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Liberty cannot stop him. I could see it's hard for him to stop McClendon, but these people can't stop Timmons. And we talking about not just shooting the ball, we talking about dribbling, taking the ball to the hole, getting the rebounds.
Yeah.
It's like amazing basketball. So, with them going on a tear that they're going, another dangerous team. Division 1 and 2 is gonna be maybe one of the best two divisions of playoffs we're gonna ever see in basketball in a long, long time. It's gonna be that good. So, we might see some playoff, we might see some blowouts early, but when it comes down to the second round and then the quarters, it's gonna be tight. It is gonna be really, really tight. And could the top three, four seeds make it? Maybe, maybe not. That's how good that both of these divisions are.
Yes, sir. Totally agree with you. And we get to our last topic of the day. It's been 3 years now since we lost Kobe and Gigi Bryant to a helicopter crash. 3 years, man. And Kobe's memory lives with us every day. One of the greatest of all times, former MVP of the NBA, 5-time NBA champion, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Um, you know, I was a big Kobe fan. Kobe, this to me was the closest thing ever to Michael Jordan. And man, to be able to watch Kobe play was just magical in itself. Seeing Kobe play in person was magical in itself. As we all know, Gigi was following his footsteps to be a basketball player, and more than likely was going to play at UConn on the Gino Auriemma, and that was taken away from her early in life, unfortunately. Well, like I said, their memory lives on forever. What are your thoughts about Kobe and Gigi?
Man, the day I found out, and at the time the pandemic was almost just about to jump off, and at a time I was like, there's a lot of transition with my household, and I think I get a phone call or get a message saying you heard about Kobe Bryant, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, are you serious? And then all of a sudden I'm seeing the news and ESPN and everything, and it just hit my soul, and it was just I couldn't even believe it. I was so stunned. Like Kobe, I wasn't at first a fan, but he started to get my respect later on. He started to get my respect big time later on. I thought at first he was a cocky somebody. I really thought at first, but then all of a sudden, when you see more of his talent, when you see more what he was doing, it's like, okay, I see you now. I really see you. And he became the cold-blooded killer he became, man. I was like, you got no choice but to respect somebody like that, you know. And I kind of give him an advantage. Like you compare him to LeBron. It's two different people, but I would give an edge to Kobe because Kobe was that cold-blooded killer. That's the only thing that LeBron lacked on. When you got killing instinct like Kobe had, it's unbelievable. And people try to live what it is to have that killing instinct. So for Kobe, it's amazing what the legacy is left. I think Vanessa's done wonders for making sure her family, Vanessa Bryan, making sure her family's taken care of, making sure the empire is taken care of and everything else. And that's the right person to maintain it instead of his own family, not knocking them because you know mom and dad gonna do what he can, did everything they can to raise him, get him where he need to be and everything else. It was just a the only thing was it was just a crying shame that the fact that his wife and Kobe Bryant's mom and dad didn't really have the healthy relationship that they had. It was really a crying shame because, and you look at it now, like interracial love has been going on now for a while. The game has changed now, and people got to stop that old school taboo BS now. I believe we're all God's children. I believe we all God's children, and we're gonna be judged when we die, and that's just straight up because because it's amazing how much we hurt each other instead of just supporting each other, lift each other up. But regardless of the fact that, that Vanessa doing a great job holding the family down and everything. And like I said, it was a tragic day. It was a tragic day in itself. Our prayers continue to go out to Kobe Bryant and the family, everything else, including Kobe mom and dad and everything, that they continue to heal at this time.
Well said. Well said. Yeah, the day he died, I remember TMZ reported early, man, and I just couldn't believe it. I hurry up, put my Kobe jersey on, put my Kobe shoes on, just in utter disbelief. Kobe gone too soon from us here on this earth. But
And and I tell you, the service that they did for him was unreal. It was a
yeah,
great celebration.
yeah,
Everybody spoke, and I think the Jordan speech was really something.
yeah,
I mean, unbelievable.
without a doubt. We'll be back next week on this show.
Oh,
We will. You got
and
something to say?
yeah. Before we get out of here, you know what I'm saying? Two things. One, well, three things. One, want to say thank you so much to all the people who've been donating to the TH Harris Middle School football team. We have a total right now of $3,000 in your donation. So we'd like to thank you so much. We'll continue to ask for your donations and everything. The link is still up on my Facebook page and everything else. Continue to donate to the TH Harris Middle School football program that we can get enough money for our equipment, helmets, and stuff. We really need it. So we want to thank you so much. We're 1 week away from the regular season. We got a preseason game tomorrow, which I won't make, but at the same time, still, I'm in supporting spirit. I've been practicing with the guys and everything else. We're making progress, but we appreciate all the help you have done for us. For two, tomorrow we start a new season, and it used to be Texas Sports Radio Network. Now it's the Sports Broadcasting Network, TSB exactly now. The website is up, and we'll have BRCC baseball all weekend long. It's their season opening chase. They will take on Galveston College tomorrow. It'll be a 6 o'clock first pitch. Tune in to tsbnsports.com for the games. We got BRCC Galveston tomorrow. BRCC's playing Ranger over the weekend. It'll be 5 games total. One tomorrow, three Saturday, and then one Sunday afternoon, if weather permitting, because I heard about a little bit of the forecast for Sunday. So we'll have that all weekend, and then we'll also have Nunez baseball coming up next Saturday. The home opener against Bishop State over in Chalmette. So we're looking forward to it. I'll be having a call all season long. It's an honor and privilege to be on the horn again. And I know BRCC fans and Nunez fans is looking forward to having me aboard once again, also for Coach Seminole and Coach Powell. So I'm looking forward to it. And one more thing, big time props going to AEW and also to RH for the big homegoing celebration of life of Jay Briscoe. And I mean, what I'm looking at right now is unbelievable. They put the whole thing on YouTube. Check it out. The celebration of life from Ring of Honor. They got some real good, interesting matches, but also they're going back in time of the greatest matches ever for Jay Briscoe, and that is unbelievable. And then Jay Briscoe, I'm gonna say Mark Briscoe, his brother, he went up against Jay Lethal yesterday on the AEW Dynamite. And go back and look at the clips. I mean, great match, great appropriate ending, and a great tribute. Big props to Warner Brothers, Tony Khan, and the whole AEW and RH family. But prayers go out. Jay Briscoe, rest in peace. I know one thing. I'm gonna try and go get that tribute shirt that they got. It looks real nice.
Most definitely. We'll be back next week, everybody. Make sure you all tune in. We will have a special guest next week that we're going to interview. Can't tell you who it is yet, but I will on Facebook. But
We got exclusives coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in. I'm telling you, we got some big time surprises for you, man. Me and Jared been talking, bro. We about to go strong, real strong. And sooner or later, we're gonna pop up maybe on Spotify. We'll see. But like I said, tune in. We got some big time surprises for you coming up for you the next couple weeks. We can't tell you yet, but it's coming.
Stay tuned for VK. I'm Mr. JB. I'm about to say the other name. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh no. No, that's something that cannot be on air. No.
It could be on air. It'll be on air come sometime Saturday when I'm at that Royal Rumble. That guy.
Oh, Victor the King.
No man, Mr. Steal Dibs.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Steve.
I was gonna say that.
Oh yeah, see, that's the other nickname, but we know that's Mr. JB the sports guy. You got two names, one for wrestling and one for sports. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I gotta watch that Royal Rumble Saturday too, so hopefully it don't be that late after that last game.
Definitely, bro.
Thank goodness I got Peacock. So
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see y'all next week. Y'all take care.
Peace.